Hello. Oh my god, I sound so sick. Nothing exciting going on here, guys. Just doing a little tutorial on how I make my thumbnails and stuff. I had a friend on Twitter asking me, how I do my font and all the cool letters and stuff. I wish I knew how to play music without getting in trouble. You would think that since this is Twitch is owned by Amazon, that we can just use the Amazon music thingy, but I don't know, I guess not. Who's that? No. Hey guys. Yep, not playing any game. The only reason it says New World is because I had to pick some game, so that's why it says that. So are you guys here to see the thumbnail thing, or were you hoping I was actually playing New World? Twitch category. Maybe I could do something else like instructional. No. How to? No. Come on, podcast. Oh, Pod Casey. Podcast NP. I'm just gonna send her a message really quick. All right, about 2 or 3 more minutes, we'll go ahead and get started. I see there's a couple of you in here. Ashley, Darius K, and what is that? Infatuate? Did I just destroy that name? Ashley. Darius is like one of my son's favorite characters on League of Legends. Just a couple more minutes, guys, and then we'll get started. Welcome to the stream. Just letting you know, not playing any games here, just going to show a quick rundown of how I do my thumbnails. Mainly, the letters and stuff, and how to kind of get it to pop a little more. So that's all we're doing. Nothing too crazy. How's everybody doing? All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut down Discord. I thought she was going to join through Discord. So let me just close that. All right, podcast. Is it? Are you in? All right, looks like she's here, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so I used to use Canva because Canva is really, really easy, and just like if you need something quick, Canva is really, really great just to get something out there. It's a good way to get started. But when you really want to start making things look cooler and really pop out, I think Photoshop is like a no-brainer when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I was just always intimidated by Photoshop. So anyway, for all you guys out there, my name's Slender. We're going to go ahead and take a look at how I go about making a thumbnail from step one to the finished product. So here we go. Now I'm using the Adobe, the whole suite. So I pay like $60 a month and I get Lightroom, I get all that stuff. So we're just going to open up Adobe Photoshop. Okay, and then we're going to create a new file, and I always do my thumbnails at 1920 by 1080, so we're just going to leave that there, and you can watch videos on how to get more in-depth settings and stuff like that. This is just a basic one. So I'm just going to use sometimes I'll make my own background, like I'll take a character from some game or a New World, and I'll use a background remover, remove the background and like make my own background. But for this one, I'm just going to use a screenshot just to keep things easy. So we're going to just check out all the screenshots that I have and my babies. Now I don't have any porn on here, so you guys don't get to see what kind of porn I'm into. New World screenshots. And one thing that I like to try to do is keep the screenshots as bright as possible, because I like to use shadows to really make the text and stuff pop out. And if you have a really dark background, like my raffle bones here, it's really, really hard to, well, you can't use any shadows at all. And shadows really make the text pop out a lot. So we're gonna just kind of, here we go. Here's a nice bright screenshot. Yeah, we'll go with that one. So I don't know how to, I always get all messed up right here, like trying to find the picture. There it is. So we're just gonna drag and drop. Boom. And then you could zoom in and out so that you can like position the photo a little better. Like if you want the character off to the left more, we can just kind of expand that, and then the rule of thirds, right? If you guys don't know the rule of thirds, well, it's not a video on rule of thirds, so we'll just go ahead and skip that. But anyway, got the guy over here to the left. Now another thing I like to use is logos. I absolutely love logos in my screenshot or in my thumbnails. So I've got a whole folder of just logos. And I'm going to put the New World logo. I'm going to put my logo on there. And I like to start out with the New World logo because, or sometimes I'll do it in the beginning. Sometimes I'll wait and, figure out the placement of everything. But for this, I'm just going to go ahead and put the logo there first. And there's a trick on how to get these logos, to look right. And that's one thing I absolutely love Canva for. Now there's a way to do it manually, to get rid of the background and make the logo, transparent so that you don't see like the black box around it or whatever. So I use Canva for that. Really, really cool. I just go to Canva, and I'm still learning Photoshop, guys. So there's a much better way to do this, but I'll just like create a design really quick. And then I'll find some kind of logo, like, I don't know, Nike logo. Like this right here. Oh, whoops. So open that, a new tab. So there's your logo, but it's got the black around it, So what you can do is you can kind of paste it in there. But if I use it just the way it is, it's going to have this black box around it. So what I like to do is I'll change the background color just to see what I'm doing. And then I'll actually go to edit image and background remover. And that's going to take away all the black stuff, and it's just going to leave the white Nike part. And then, you could like do whatever you want. This is just really, really short, tutorial on that. And then you could just download it as a transparent background. It looks like crap because I'm just doing this really short. And now we have a Nike logo that we can use. And that's how I got my New World logos and stuff. And there you go. It's without the black background, but it looks like crap because it was just a really quick job, Anyway, so this is my New World logo. You can resize it by hitting Control T, and Photoshop is really, really, it can be really, really like, oh, hey, what's up? What's up, baby girl? Just showing, the thing that you wanted. Oh my God, I'm dying. Anyway, so were you here since the beginning? Do you want me to start from, step one, or are you good? I'll just keep going until you say otherwise, all right? So, step one, yes, ma'am. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close this. And we're gonna get rid of that. All right, so step one, open up Photoshop. Now what I was telling the guys that were here before is I pay like the $59.99 for like the whole suite. So I've got Photoshop, I've got Premiere Pro, which is what I use to do my videos, and I've got the whole thing. Photoshop standalone, I don't know how much it is, but if you're gonna be making videos, you should probably be using Premiere anyway. So anyway, we're gonna go to New File. And then I always do my thumbnails at 1920 by 1080. So we're gonna choose that and then hit create. It's gonna give us a blank canvas. And what I was saying before is I like to choose, sometimes I'll just use a screenshot, sometimes whatever. But anyway, you're just here mainly for the font. But I figured I might as well just do like a whole thing. So anyway, I'm just gonna pick a screenshot that's pretty bright, because to make my text really pop out more, I like to use shadows. Shadows really makes a big difference and adds a lot of depth. So I'm gonna go to my screenshots, and we're gonna pick a nice bright one, like the one I just had. Oh, I like this one better. We're gonna go with that one. This game is so good looking. They could just fix the bugs. Now you can zoom in and out by holding like Control minus on the numpad, or Control plus, to kind of like, center it a little better. Maybe stretch it if you want to have the guy on the left or the right, whatever. So, oh, and you're gonna want to download some fonts that you really like. And my favorite two fonts, I'll just show you really quick so you can see. My favorite two are these. So test font. And the little shortcut is you can click on your text there on the right and then Control J, and it will make it'll duplicate it. And then whatever you want to make bigger, Control T will give you that box so you can resize it. I'm going to zoom back into. So this is probably one of my favorite fonts, or it is my favorite font right now. And then the other one I like, and it's probably fonts that you see a lot, is Comica. Comica is a really good one. So I'll show you. This is called Luckiest Guy, and this is Comica. It's kind of like a goofy, you know, cartoony, but I think it does really well for thumbnails. Kind of grabs people's attention. But where it really looks cool is when you start putting gradients in the font, and that's like the #1 thing I love doing are gradients. I never leave fonts just a base color. So to add a gradient, we're going to do the top one first, which is the Luckiest Guy. Oh, and to get the fonts that I use, I go to Dafont, DAFONT.com, and you could just type in, you know, Luckiest Guy. That's the one I'm using for the video. Or maybe I didn't get it there. What the hell? Luckiest. Oh no, that's right. Where did I get that? That's where I got the Comica. Luckiest Guy font. Well, wherever I got it from. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. So whatever. I downloaded it for free somewhere. You could probably, yeah, you could probably get it right here. Let me see. Does it cost anything? Nope. There you go. So fonts.google.com. That's good to know. So I'll add that to the list. Anyway, so if you need me to show you how to install the fonts, I can really quick. Just let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep going. So we're going to do this one first, or whatever. We'll just, I don't even know which one this is. So you just double click on it and on the right side here in this pane, and you're going to get all these different options that are going to pertain to the font, and you go to Gradient Overlay, and it's going to put a gradient on there. So it's a little bit lighter on the top, and then it gets darker as you go down. And one of my favorite gradients is that orange and red one. I think this looks amazing. And then we'll go ahead and put the blue and white one. These are my two favorite gradients. Which one is it? Right there. Or no, I like, yeah, that one. So these are my two favorite gradients, and I like to use two different ones sometimes just so that's not all the same, and I think it kind of helps it pop out a little bit. Now I'm not going to do any stroke or anything. I'm just going to show you the power, okay, and the profoundness of the shadows. So you just you double click on it again over on the right to bring up those options. And there's a couple ways you can do this, but we're just going to do a drop shadow first, okay? And that's the distance of the shadow is a little too much right now, so I'm going to just take it back a little bit. But do you see what I'm talking about when I say the depth that it adds with the shadows? And you really can't do that with a really dark background or dark screenshot. So that's what I'm talking about with the shadows. Now, how do I move this? Oh crap. Yeah, you press one wrong button in Photoshop, Premiere, you screw all kinds of stuff up. So anyway, oh yeah, you just, no, whatever. Anyway, so that's not what you could just leave it at that, you know, that'll look really good. And we can also put a shadow on the other one. Let's go ahead and, there you go. And I'm telling you, if nothing else, add shadows. It really, really makes a big difference, I think. And you can make it more extreme. You know, you could put the distance way out there, but I just like to have a little bit around the edges. That usually works for me. Now we're going to do this blue one. So I'm going to take the shadow off. Oh, oops, wrong one. And I'm going to use stroke, which is this is what I've been doing lately, and I really, really like it. So we're going to take the shadow off. You can always add the shadow after we're done with everything else. And, you know, this is kind of hard to see with that bright background, so I'm going to put a stroke around it. And a stroke is just a fancy word for outline. And you could change the thickness of that stroke. Sometimes I'll use just pure black, but sometimes I don't really like just pure black, so I'll oftentimes use like a really dark gray. And I learned all this stuff from watching this girl's video. She was really, really good at explaining it, and you know, that's why I use the gray. And then another thing that I do is, let's say we're gonna do a thumbnail on, you know, make money, right? Gold videos, people love them, whatever. So we're gonna do like let's see, make gold, I don't know, I'm gonna just copy that and drag it down. Oh no, whoops, what'd I do? Oh crap, undo. All right, so we're on the right one. So Control J to make my copy, and I'm just gonna write something underneath like make gold super fast, right? Super fast. And this is the thing that I learned from her video. And you know what? I should give her a shout out. I just don't remember what it is. So I'm gonna make it smaller. This is gonna be like the little thing underneath. And I'm gonna also change the font. So I'm gonna change, and you don't have to do this on your thumbnails. This is just something I like to do sometimes when I have like a big headline and then I also want to say something else underneath. I make it a little bit smaller. I change the font, and we're actually going to change the font to one of my other favorites, which is called, oh shit, where is it? And this font is so freaking cool, but you could do this with any of the fonts, you know. But you want to make sure that it looks good together, obviously. Oh, where is it? Oh, sometimes I'll do my graffiti font. I love that one too. That one's called Lacquer, if you were interested. There it is, Nightcore. I love this font. I don't know why I love it so much, but I just love it. Because you can do like really cool things. You can add wings and stuff. And that's how I did my thumbnail for one of my leveling videos. Isn't that cool? I just love it. I get really nerdy about this shit. But anyway, we're going to take the wings off. And let's just get rid of that. And this is one that I did get at DaFont for sure. So we're going to make this a little bit smaller. Or no, oh, I know what we can do in... Oh, what? Okay, whatever. In 3 days. I don't know. Whatever. Just for the video, guys. Now, I'm going to angle this a little bit. You want to get it as close to the top part as you can. And then I'm going to change that gradient to the orange one to make it kind of stand out more. So I'm going to go to gradient, and then we're going to go to the orange one. See that? Isn't it already looking better? I'm going to get rid of that other test font, by the way. Delete and delete. And I'm going to make this bigger. Make gold in 3 days. I don't know. That's stupid. There we go. Now, this is the really cool part. So I'm going to increase the thickness of the stroke on on the top part a little bit. And I'm going to change it a little bit lighter gray. Again, you don't have to do this, it's just something I do. And now you can also take all the attributes from Make Gold, and you could bring it down to, you know, in 3 days you can apply it to that, but we're not going to do that. I'm just going to make this stroke a little bit smaller, because if you have it too big, you know, it'll look all fucked up. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller like that. And now what I'm going to do, and this is the crazy part, and you could leave it like this, add some shadows, and it'll look good, you know. But I'm going to, I'm just going to do it instead of explaining it. So I'm going to create a new layer down here with the little plus sign, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint all the empty space behind here the same color as this stroke. So I'm going to hit B as in boy to get my paintbrush, and then I'm going to hold down I as in India to match the color, and I'm just going to click on that right there, and that will make this paintbrush the same exact color as the stroke. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm just going to paint all this stuff, and you could change the size of it by doing different, you know, hotkeys. Okay, so that's not the right color. Let's we're going to change. The stroke is a little bit darker on the 3 days, so I'm going to just double click on that. I'm going to go to the stroke color for the 3 days. I'm going to click on color, and then I'm going to use that. There we go. And now it's this. Oops. Oh crap, what did I do? Oh, I see. So we're going to go back to the layer. I always clicked on the wrong thing. Anyway, and we're just going to paint all this stuff and make it a little bit bigger, get all these big open spots. And you'll see what I'm doing when I'm done. It's going to look really, really cool. I'm telling you, it's worth the wait. Okay, just bear with me. And And what I'm doing is I'm going to make this like a big sticker kind of thing. And I could have probably used different words to, I don't know, make it look better, but this is, I'm trying to keep this as quick as possible so people don't get bored. Our attention spans these days are not very good. All right, now I need to make it a little bit smaller to get in those little cracks. And I'm going to leave that space there. See how it looks. And you want to get all the little things. You got to make sure you get them all, because the end is going to be all messed up if you don't fill all these in. Okay, that one's supposed to be there. Get this little spot. These little spots. And I want to see your thumbnail podcast when you make one, your next one. I want to see what you got going on. I'm also going to fill this in. Okay. Now we're going to zoom back out. Looks good. And now I'm going to take all three of these layers, the one that I filled in there, all the little spots I filled in, plus the in 3 days, and the make gold. I'm going to take all three of those and I'm going to combine them into one thing. Whoa, what? Oh, my light's pink now. Now you can see the pink. I don't know why it does that. That's kind of cool. So I'm going to click on this top layer, and then I'm going to hold down Shift all the way down there to get the make gold part, the in 3 days part, and the gray part. And you can see the gray part. I can make it disappear. That's one of the layers right there. So I'm going to take all three of those and I'm going to combine them into one by holding Control E. And now it's one layer. So now I can move this around, right? Now I'm going to put a white stroke around the outside of all this, and you'll see the finished result. So I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to go to stroke, and I'm going to change the color to white, and there you go. It's like and I'm going to probably turn that down just a little bit. And this is just one of the things that I do. And again, I would make it like, I would probably get the 3 days closer, you know, so there wasn't all this as much gray space. But that's the gist of my little sticker thingy, and I really like that because you can move it around, you can resize it, you know, and it makes it, you know, separates it from the background really well. Now if we add some shadows to it also, same thing, you just double click on it and then drop shadow, and you can kind of play around with that and make it even pop out even more, you know. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, And you can see that shadow there. It really, I'm actually going to move it up to the brighter area so you could really see the shadowing. And I think it just adds a whole nother layer of, or another, you know, whatever. So, and the shadow, you can change it all kinds of ways. You can make it, you know, I think that looks terrible, but it kind of makes it pop out, you know. And then you can change like the size of it and stuff. You could really, you know, fine tune it to your liking. And then you can even change, you know, the position of the shadow. But I usually like, and you get to see a little preview down here. And I always like it kind of on the bottom right. So that's one of the main things that I do, you know, and you can see in my other thumbnails. I'll show you where I did one like that, like right here, just properly changing. I have a hearing aid channel, and so I did that with this. You know, I'm always, you know, changing stuff around. Looks like I forgot a little spot there too. Look at that. Oh wow, I totally screwed that one up, and it's not the same color. But anyway, now the thing that I've been working on, and I want to get this down, like so I can do it with my eyes closed, is the 3D stuff. This is the coolest thing I've done, and that is the 3D effect. And this takes so long to get this effect. This is about, where it says New World, that's about 70 layers, okay? And it is just, it's crazy. You know, there's like about 30 layers of the pink, and then I've got a different color pink, and then there's a bunch of layers of the blue, and then I add shadows in between the layers. It is insane, but there's a tutorial on it. And here's an example of, you know, without the sticker effect thingy, you know, I just put the shadows on there and it still looks good, you know. Shooter stance disabled. So that's pretty much it. Once I'm done with everything, oh yeah, and let me put my logo in there and stuff. This is another thing I really like to do, is we'll just put that up there. When I do the New World logo, I'm gonna open up my logos folder and drag the New World logo in there. And it doesn't matter if it's white or black. Obviously on this one I'd probably want to keep it white, but I don't ever do that. I love gradients. I love gradients so much. So I'm going to put a gradient on the New World logo by just double clicking on it, and then gradient overlay, and you could really have a lot of fun with this. Look at that. Doesn't that look so fucking cool? You know? And if you have a hard time seeing the gradient or the logo, you can put like a little stroke around it to kind of, I don't know, outline it a little bit. It makes it pop out a little more. So I'm just going to put a little black, solid black stroke around it like that. You see that? How it makes it, you know, pop out more so you can see it better. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with stroke. Oh, I cut out when? Tell me where I cut out. Been frustrated with the program, to be honest, especially which program? The Photoshop? Photoshop can be a pain in the dick, for real. Like, you press one wrong button, now you've got all this crazy stuff. You've got all these extra layers and shit. It could be a pain in the butt. It really can. Oh wow, we got 13 people watching now. Man, I might have to start this thing over. Shit. So yeah, let me know when I cut out, and I'll back up a little bit, but until then, yes, layer, restore the layer, resize the layer. I don't know. Well, yeah, I must have been talking about layers. It wasn't when I was making the make gold in 3 days, was it? Well, anyway, that option, to like the Control E to make them, to combine all the layers together. Oh wow, people don't like talking about layers. I just lost 7 people. We better move on. So with the logos and stuff, I also like to put a shadow on that too. So I'll just go here, double click on it, and then put a drop shadow on there. Sometimes, you know, if the more intricate the design is, the harder it's going to be to get a really nice shadow. So with the New World thing, it's, I don't know, I'll put a little bit of shadowing in there, but I just think shadowing really helps a lot. And then, you know, I'll just drop in my my logo, Slender, and you know, size it up. And I like to put, you know, shadows on that too. Imagine that. So I'll just double click on there, add the drop shadow, and I just think I love shadows, you know, what can I say? I love my shadows. So hey, thank you for the follow. So I'm gonna get rid of this. We're gonna start a new one from scratch, just to, and maybe I'll cover that part again, you know, for you, that when I cut out. How long did I cut out for anyway? So we're gonna scrap this whole thing. We're gonna close that. Nope. And we're gonna start a new one. So you know, just open up Photoshop. This is your first screen. Gonna hit new file, and then I always do my thumbnails at 1920 by 1080. So there we go, and create new. So like I was telling these folks earlier, I like to pick a brighter background because you can't really use shadows with a darker background. Let's see, so we'll just go to pictures, New World screenshots, and I'm going to go through this one a little bit quicker and go with a nice bright background. Here we go. And just drag and drop. Boom, there we go. So on this one, we'll be talking about, you know, the Chitin armor. You know, it's awesome, which I guess it's not. I'm going to start out with some text. So I'm going to use the text tool. My 2 favorite fonts, especially to grab people's attention, is the Luckiest Guy, which is this one. And then I also like the Comica one. But we're going to use a couple different ones this time. Okay, so we're going to talk about, we're going to try to get people's attention, let them know that there's a really cool Chitin armor or chitin armor that you can get. So I'm going to do one where I have several layers or several lines of text. So get chitin armor now. I just hit Control J a bunch of times to duplicate that. So they're all in here. You just hold down Control and then drag. All right, so we're going to do get. Going to make that bigger by hitting Control T. And then chitin. And then again, Control T to make that bigger. Get chitin. And then armor. And to drag these around, you just hold down Control and you can drag it around. Sometimes you'll drag the background on accident. That kind of sucks, but whatever. Get chitin armor. And then we'll do like super easy or something, right? Shit. Sometimes that happens, you just delete it. Super fast. And then we're going to we're going to resize that one, Control T. We're going to put it right under there. So we're going to go with, I just want to showcase a couple different fonts because there's some really great fonts that you actually have to find and download. And again, I go to DaFont and I just, search for the popular ones, and I just keep searching until I find one that I like, and then you download it, install it. Rasterize. You know what? I don't even know what rasterize means. Let me see what that is. Rasterize. I don't. I'm fucking retard. Oh my god. I'm fucking idiot. I did not mean to say the R word. That was really stupid of me. Rasterize. But I love learning new words. What does it mean to rasterize a layer in Photoshop? Rasterization. The task is of taking an image, series of pixels. Okay, whoa. Converting a vector image into a raster image. What the hell is a raster image? What is a raster? Rasterizing in Photoshop is a process of converting a vector image into a See, this is beyond me, man. I don't know what this shit is. We first need to explain the two main types of digital images you'll see in Photoshop. Pixels. Each pixel is one tiny piece of the whole. I know that. An image store is a grid of pixels known as a raster graphic. These types of graphics are usually saved using JPEG. The second type of image is a vector graphic. Instead of a collection of pixels, a vector graphic is a set of mathematical equations that define the position and shape of each part of the image relative. Okay, so thank you for helping me understand that word. I still really don't know what it means, but I do know what resizing is, and I'm gonna go ahead and position this under there. Thank you, podcast, for showing me how much I don't know about what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to use a different font for this one. Let's see. We'll go with, I love my drippy, spray paint font, and that's called Lacquer. Actually, I'm going to do, what should we do? Oh yeah, my Indiana Jones. Oh, this is another one of my favorite fonts. This is called the Adventure font. Okay, so we're gonna do we're gonna do all of it in Adventure. Now, these fonts look a lot different whether you use capital or lowercase. So we're gonna use capital and then lowercase get. Oops. Boom, boom, boom. Super fast. Oh yeah. And then we'll use, what should we use for that bottom? Anyway. So now that I have my my things set up, I'm gonna go ahead and make them a little bit bigger. And you just do that with Control T. And then Control T. We just went through all this stuff, but some of you guys popped in here after I was already done, so I figured I'd just go through it really quick. And I also cut out earlier, so I want to show her maybe something that she missed. And now we're going to be applying our gradients. Now, I'm also going to show you how to do your own gradient. I tried to follow this guy, got stuck on the rasterize part. Which, oh my god, I'm not on multi-stream. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know what raster. Obviously, it's like changing the type of image it is instead of pixels to like a solid, like a. I don't know. But I'll have to. I'm gonna definitely get into that and figure it out. So we're gonna make our own custom gradient for this one. So we're just going to click on, and to get to this menu, it's basically just, special effects for your text. You just double click on whichever word you're working on, and that's get. And then we're going to go to gradient overlay. Oh, I guess run. Anyway, whatever, we can do this one first. So these are all just preset gradients. I'm gonna make one that's not so, contrasty. So I'm actually just gonna click on the gradient itself instead of the drop down, okay? And we're gonna do a much brighter yellow and a more subtle orange like this. So you just click on this little box down here and you can pick the first color. And we're gonna do a bright yellow, the brightest of yellows. And then for the orange side, we're gonna not pick orange that's so red, and we're gonna do a bright orange, kind of like that. And you can see how it's different than the one that we had before. So I'm gonna do get now, just double click on it. It's gonna bring up all your different, options, and click on gradient overlay, and you can see the difference between the two. This is a more red and not as yellow. Anyway, so another nice thing is once we get our stroke, I always put a stroke on there because it just helps it define the word. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So double click on it, and this time we're going to go to stroke, and we'll go ahead and leave it black, I guess, for this one, and hit OK. And then I like to increase the size a little bit, not too much, but you don't want it pencil thin, or you can, you do your own thing. And then once you get your gradient and your stroke, then you could apply that to the other ones by holding down your Alt button, and you just drag the effects down to whatever other words you want to have the same effects, just like that. Pretty cool, nice little shortcut. And then super fast, gonna put our own little, different color gradient. I always like using different ones because you don't want too much going on, but it is cool to have a little bit of variety. And just for shits and gigs, I'm gonna do my two favorite colors in the whole world together, and that is like a nice bright turquoise color and then a nice bright pink color. Now obviously this is not going to look good together, but that's okay. We're just having fun here. And then we're going to put a stroke on that one as well. And we're going to make this kind of like a sticker thingy. So you want to try to get, you could zoom in with Control and then the plus on the keyboard. And then I'm moving this around by holding Control and just dragging it. And now I'm going to get it nice and close, just like that. I'm going to zoom back out. Vivicious, hi, I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers. Oh man, I wish I had a moderator that can get rid of that crap. Anyway, so now we're going to get rid of all this empty space, and I'm going to do that by hitting the plus sign down here, which is add a new layer. And we're just going to color in all this stuff in here. You can leave it just like this if you want, and just add some shadows and stuff like on the get, we can add a shadow to make it really pop out. And I love shadows. And it just kind of, well, you could see right there, it makes it really, pop out more and add some depth. But we're going to go ahead and get rid of that for now. And we're going to go back to what I was going to do and that's get rid of all this empty space in here and kind of make all this one little sticker thingy that we can resize and move around. And I think it looks really nice like that. So got my new layer here, and then I'm going to hit B for the brush option, and now I could color. And then I'm also going to get the same, I need to get the same color that I use for the stroke. So I'm going to hold down I, and I'm going to find that color and click on it. And now my brush is going to be the same color as the stroke, and we're just going to color in all this stuff. And, you know, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it looks better if you just leave it alone, you know. Now this really helps it pop out if there's a darker background. So if you have like a darker background where you can't really use the shadows, then this would be a good idea, you know. But sometimes it looks better if you just use the shadows instead of coloring all this in. So we're just going to color all this in. Oops, kind of messed up there a little bit. This guy, he did the rasterized part towards the end. Oh, okay. Send you the... I don't see the link yet. And then we're just going to fill this in. Oh, I think my my chat options, you have to send it to me on Discord or something. You're probably not allowed to put links in there. I don't know. I need a moderator. I definitely need a moderator. I have a couple part-time moderators, but I need a full-time. Anyway, just fill all this in. If this was a YouTube video, I'd be fast forwarding this part. And then it's always, I always wonder, should I fill this stuff in or just leave it? I never know. For now, we're just going to fill it in. You know, you could play around with it. Because what's going to happen is we're going to put a white stroke around the whole thing, and these small parts would have black and white, and it just doesn't look right if it's too small of a space. So I just do it all. Oh, there you are. Got it. All right, then once you have it all filled in, just zoom back out. And we're gonna make all this one image. We're gonna squish all these, four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. So we've got the get, the chitin, the armor, the super fast, that's 4 layers. And then we've got that layer, the stuff that we just filled in. So we're gonna select all 3 or all 5 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold down shift and shift click all of them. And then Control E is going to combine them all into one layer. So now we could kind of move this around, and now we're going to put a white stroke around the edge of everything to make it, you know, add that final touch. And it'll also reveal some spots that you might have missed too. So we're going to hit stroke, we're going to change the color, and then I like to make it a little bit smaller. And again, you'll really notice it a lot more with a darker background. You know, so we'll go ahead and remove this background, and I'll show you guys what it would look like with a darker background. Because sometimes, you know, you got a really cool screenshot you'd like to use for a thumbnail, and you know, it's going to be dark, like something like this. And now, you know, it really stands out. So you do this in 20 minutes? Shit, sometimes I'll bang one out in about 5 minutes. You know, if the clock's ticking, and I got to get going fast. I'll bang these out in like 5 or 10 minutes, but you really want to spend a lot of time on your thumbnails. I can't overstate how important the thumbnail is, because you can have the greatest video in the world and nobody will watch it if you don't have something that's worth clicking on, you know? So I like to use bright, high contrasty colors. I used to spend so much time on all these little intricate things and like add all these little like graphics and stuff, like, you know, like the get rich thumbnails. You know, you could go on Canva. I still use Canva every day, you know, for stuff like this. So I'll grab like dollar signs, you know, assets, I guess they're called. You go to elements, dollar sign, and, you know, I'll put some of this stuff in there, you know, something like that, and then I'll save it. But you have to download it as a transparent background, because if you don't, it'll get, anyway. And then I'll go in here to where I downloaded it, and then I'll just pop it in. And then in Photoshop, I can change it around, and, you know, you can add you could add strokes around it, you can add shadows around it, you can do, you know, whatever you want. And really, you know, and these things do help your thumbnails, you know, these definitely do. You just don't want to have like too much going on, because at the end of the day, this is going to be, you know, shrunken way down. And if you can't tell what the video is about by looking at it small, then you've got too much going on. You need to make things bigger, and it's all about the text, really. I think it's all about the text. Have nice big flashy text that looks good. You know, when you see a thumbnail that doesn't have good looking, you know, professional looking text, you know, sometimes you'll still watch the video, but more often than not, you're gonna want to click on something that looks more professional, you know, like this, because you could tell, you know, the person knows what they're doing. Not saying I know what I'm doing, but get what I'm saying? I'm gonna get canceled any day now. So that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions? I know there's only 4 of you right now, but if you have any questions or want to know something else, I guess I could throw in a quick logo in here. So I'll do like this is the logo I made for my my lore series. I had a lot of fun with this. New World lore series. I was making videos on the lore. And then, you know, whatever. So that's it, guys. Now I have to learn what rasterize means. Here we go. And I love playing with logos, man. I do all kinds of stuff. I'll add my little Amazon Games logo. Sometimes it's hard to see, so you got to put a stroke around it. So really have a lot of fun with trying new fonts, adding strokes, and shadows. Shadows is a big one. And then I'll add different graphics and stuff to help, you know, tell the story about what the video's about, but visually. So if I do a gold video, I'll add like a scale that, you know, goes up and up and up, like make money. Or, you know, big money bags and dollar bills, whatever. Anyway, have you ever thought about making an Adobe help channel? They do get views. Like what I'm doing right now, like that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of torn between that, because, you know, I thought about showing people how to use Premiere Pro. You know, Premiere Pro is crazy in-depth program, but I don't want a channel. You mean like make a whole new channel? Okay, so yes, I have thought about that. I wanted to start doing videos like this on my Slender MMO channel, but I don't want the algorithm to get all mixed up and confused, you know. So I've thought about making a channel, but I've already got 2 channels right now. I've got my Slender MMO, and then I have my hearing aid channel. And I don't want to have too much stuff going on, because then, you know, I don't know which one to work on.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, shit. You know, but this is my other channel that I've really been focusing on. But yeah, I've thought about it several times, and I may do it. I may do it. What do you think? Should I? I mean, I do love, you know, teaching people stuff. Yes. Okay. Well, maybe I'll start a channel then. Maybe you've inspired me yet once again. Oh, I watched that movie, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and it was actually a really good movie. And now I'm thinking about getting the book, so I'm sure the book has a lot more detail. But yeah, this little girl right here, that's who I give a shit about. I need to stop giving a shit about stupid things. Oh wow, I can see myself. That's weird. All right, guys, last call before I shut this down. I'm just trying to think. Do I have any? I don't know. I could go through some thumbnails, and if you guys want, you can stop me and say, "Hey, how did you make that one?" Well, let's just try that really quick. So we're gonna go to open, and oh, there's no. Oh, here we go. Too bad I can't make these bigger. You'll be surprised about how many views teaching Adobe. Yeah, Adobe's crazy, man. It is crazy. I'll go through some of my favorite thumbnails that I've made. Let's see. Oh, this is one of my favorites right here. Connect your hearing aids to your iPhone. I actually took a picture of my hand, you know, holding my phone, and then did all my stuff. You can add, this is where I use shadow and the glow effect, different gradients, different, you know, little graphic here. You just got to be careful, because you don't want to have too much stuff. You know, when you shrink it down, can people tell, you know, what's going on? That's the main thing. I don't know. I'm just rambling now. So are you good, NP girl? What is your name anyway? With the is it Pod Casey podcast? Well, I'll get started on it. Shit, I love it. It's fun. I'm learning, you know, and I can help other people. But I love my gaming channel too, you know, and my hearing aid channel. Those are 2 things that I'm passionate about. So, you know, I want to make sure I'm passionate about the stuff that I'm creating. And I do love teaching, like right now, like doing this and showing you guys this stuff. I love it. I really do. So, oh yeah, and back to my question, your name, is it Pod Casey? Podcast? Like, what is it? What should I call you? NP girl? NP like no problem? Sorry to put you on the spot. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it. I think I'm going to wrap it up, unless anyone has any questions. Oh, Biggie Smalls? Yeah, yeah, he was awesome. Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if he's a true player. All right, Casey. I think that's it. Yep. Puff Daddy, Mace. Oh, I used to watch them back in the day, man. All three of them guys. These are the East Coast rappers. No love for the West Coast? I remember when I first got the Puff Daddy Forever album. Are you into Puff Daddy too back in the day, or just Biggie? I mean, Puff Daddy's nothing like Biggie. Biggie's the man. But how's my daughter? She's good. She barely got sick. She shit. First time she got COVID, man. All of them. The whole household got COVID. 4 kids. The wife. I got COVID. They were sick for like 3 hours, and then they were back to running around destroying the fucking place. And I was like dead to the world for like a week straight, just on the couch. But she's good. She's good. My little baby squeakers. Oh man, she had so much fun. We made pizza, homemade pizza, and she got cheese everywhere, and I didn't care. Sprinkles all over the damn place from the cupcakes we made. But she's good. She didn't even get sick. My son got a little bit sick. Yeah, Tupac's the man. I love Tupac. Definitely a Tupac fan. That guy would have. Oh man, that sucks so bad that he died. He would have been. Well, he was one of the greatest rappers. Him, Eminem, and oh god, there's so many good rappers. There's so many bad rappers too. Like for real. But yeah, she's good. Thank you for asking. She wants to come over, but daddy's sick, so I can't get her sick. Although I think she's the one that got me sick. Either that or some old person that I take care of. I do, well, I'm sure you probably know I do hearing aids. All right, Casey. Well, hit me up anytime. All right. Yes, today's rap sucks for sure. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. You know how to get a hold of me. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I'm gonna leave this video up too, so if you guys want to refer back to it, if you get stuck anywhere, making thumbnails, let me know. I could help you out. I could watch your stream, whatever. All right. Much love. Thank you guys. And talk to you later, Casey. Bye, guys.